Another week, another reading vlog. My life is a mess. I feel like a mess. Let's try to just get my together this month because I have been feeling so bleh. It snowed the other day. That probably did not help. I just have been not... no, it's not been great. So I think I have some great books that should help, and I'm going to attempt to just overall get it together. So you get to see me try to do that. Let's start with the books. I'm supposed to be reading all month books that I bought in 2023 so I can avoid having to put them in the jar for next year's challenge because we don't want to do that. I have about like 90 books, which sounds absolutely insane, which granted it is. But most of them were bought used, and I have read about 90 books so far this year. So it's like, I mean, some of them were from the library, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't feel too bad when I say it like that. So out of the ones from my TBR, you guys voted. And I think that for the first one, the first week, I'm going to focus on books that, yes, that I think I'm going to give 5 stars to, but also a little bit of like coziness because I need it. I feel like I could use it. So, to no one's surprise, I'm going to be reading First Frost, which is the follow-up to Garden Spells. I've been mentioning this is like chick lit practical magic 2.0, and I need that. I really enjoyed the first book, Small Town Witches, Found Family, a little bit of romance, and we're going to continue. Hopefully, book 2 is still good. The follow-up, which says Happily Ever After is where the real story begins. We'll see. It can't be too bad. It's not too big. We're hoping for the best. And afterwards, I think I'm going to be reading the ebook that I have, which is Blood Over... Is it Bright Haven? I have the ebook. I have been looking forward to reading that for a few weeks now. And this is from the same author that wrote The Sword of Kaijin. Self-published. I don't read a ton of self-published, but I really, really enjoy her first standalone fantasy that I read. And I've heard that this one is just as good. So I'm very much ready because the first book that I read by her, I was super emotionally invested in characters. And I feel like if you've seen my October wrap-up, none of the books that I read, I was emotionally invested. So we're trying to see if it will help the slump. 2 books that I should, in theory, enjoy. That can't hurt, right? That can't hurt. Audiobook, I started this one, which is Lone Women. I have read another book by the author years ago, and I've been meaning to read something else. So that's the audiobook. This one's kind of horror-ish, which obviously not wholesome, but I haven't been reading a ton, and it's fall. Usually it's when I read a bunch, and I feel like November it's starting to feel quite late to read them. So we're trying to go through that one, and nonfiction, I'm not sure. I have not. When I'm feeling in a reading slump, I flip-flop between focusing on nonfiction and then feeling like this is too heavy, and it is. This is Who Cooked the Last Supper, and it's like women's history, and it's been incredibly depressing so far, but I am almost done. I have like 50 pages left, so this month for sure, but I don't know if it's going to be this week. Also, a lot of you have been wondering where the cats are. They're fine. I just haven't been vlogging much. I can insert some clips because they are adorable. But something has happened that you guys warned me would, and I wasn't ready. They're officially teenagers. They are about to turn, is it 8 months old? And they stop being as cuddly. As much as I was like, oh, it's too much, they're always trying to like cuddle me. It's been like almost a week now of Chunky, the cuddliest of them all, not cuddling me at night. Usually, you know, I go to bed a little bit early, I read my books, and they're all piled up on me. Nope. The last week, only Charlie has been cuddling me. And he's the most independent of them all. So it's been strange. And I was wondering what he was doing, especially, again, Chunky, because where's my baby? And he's been sleeping in the hallway closet. I have a picture of him. Claudia was there this time. And yeah, I've been having to rewash my towels because full of cat hair. But yeah, my cuddly baby is not cuddly anymore. So as much as I knew was coming, it still hurts. He's actually like right now on the other chair. He would usually be right behind me, but nope, independent teenager now. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, they're not cuddly anymore. Okay, first update. I am at page 60, and I really wanted to mention that it's happening at this time of the year. Like Halloween is coming. It's going to be the first frost, which is a big event for the witches, and it's the perfect time to read it. So if you haven't read it and you want to, do it right now. I do like to read the book when it's happening, you know, time of the year. I feel like I relate, but Halloween. Okay, we're finally getting somewhere with this vlog. Not only are the cats over their independent phase. Look at this. Back to his normal cuddly baby self. With the little paws. The extra toe bean. Yes, baby. Can you hear him? He is purring. Chunky baby. The little white patch. You're so cute. Baby. I have a clip of Chunky last night being super cuddly, and I'm like so happy. Because I know they will one day not be as cuddly, and I'm not ready for it. Just talking right now, there's one that just came in the room. So, which one are you? Oh, that's Charlie. He's been so cuddly. Hi, baby. Anyway, I finished the first book. I'm very happy about it. Listen, this wasn't as good as book one. I knew it wasn't going to happen. I still got the cozy vibes. I think the last update I said that I don't feel like it aged as well, which, yeah. But I overall enjoyed the story. It's the follow-up to book one. I don't want to spoil anything, not that there's that much to spoil, but you're still following the family of witches in that small town, finding, you know, building their life, and you're following one of their daughter. I enjoyed that section, but there's another character that is added in there to add some drama, and I just really didn't care for the side story, so it is what it is. I will give it 4 because it's still what I needed right now. I still enjoy the witches and the family, and I liked it. So not bad, just not as good as book one, but you know, with the slump, I will take what I can get. Now, my second pick for the vlog, I'm so excited for it. I've been wanting to read this as soon as I heard it came out, and I have a feeling this is going to be a 5-star also, like her first book. I just started chapter 2, and so far I'm fully invested. So I'm going to keep you updated, but right now I need to go shower and brush my teeth. I'm hoping you can't see food. Hopefully the cat has distracted you. But yeah, I have a really, really good feeling about this one. So yeah, this is going better than I expected in terms of reading. It took me like almost 4 days to read this tiny one, but we're back to reading. Audiobook, did I mention I was listening to the bookshop one? It sucks. I'm almost done with it. I don't know why I'm finishing it. It's only 5 hours, so I feel like I'm forced to. But I was into it at first. But I'm at the point where I really resent when male authors write female characters that are like, this is going to be very direct, but like pathetic. And like in the beginning it worked. Like she was heartbroken. She goes to work at her uncle's bookshop, small town, rebuilding herself. Cool. But then I'm not done with it. But like it feels like she's falling in love with another dude who's also problematic. And like I'm not saying it's not realistic, but like I don't want to read this. It just annoys me to the point that I put it down and looked it up, and yes, it's a male author. I'm like, okay. So yeah, it makes me feel, I don't know, I feel like I sound bitter when I say that, but it's just true. It's just true. I feel like I'm sure there are female authors that write like that, but I don't read those books. I feel like I'm always seeing the opposite. Anyway, yeah, that's where we're at. I'm gonna go shower and then continue this, and my prediction is definitely at least a 4, but possibly a 5, which is what I need right now. So it's getting dark though, but it's dark so early.
I've been talking to Santa, and he told me everything that you want this year. I went shopping and planning, ribbons and candles. I got it all right here. Mistletoe and champagne, I'll pour it on Christmas morning. Everything on your list, it's waiting if you go looking for it. I know you'll adore it.
Hi, I was getting ready for bed and I realized, you know what? I'm not waiting till tomorrow before I give you my live impression or just after I finished the book, because I can always review it again when I have had more time to digest it, but you can't refilm the just after. So First off, the cats are eating the tree. This is not good. Actually, let me just record them because I can't refilm that also. This is their first time, and look at that. Hopefully that's not too bad for them if they eat some, because they're trying. They're not. Can you not eat this, Charlie? What do you not eat? Oh no, that's actually chunky. I expected better from you. Look at it. Charlie is being good for once. Claudia, are you eating the tree too? Please don't eat the tree. I think I have just read my best book of 2023. I feel like I don't know actually if I had a good reading year. Like, I can't think top of my head any book that I've read this year, pretty much. Like, which book did I give 5 stars to? This year was a long year. But I will have to look back at all my 5 stars, but I'm pretty sure that this book is officially the best book that I've read in 2023. We'll find out at the end of the year. I'm going to do my whole like tournament bracket thing again. It's going to be chaotic and might as well. But listen, I read like 100-ish books every year, right? I think at this moment I'm at like 97 or something. So I read 100-ish books. There's like maybe 20 that I will be recommending somewhat regularly. Only a handful that I'm like, this was a favorite. And very rarely will I tell you, you have to read this book. So rare. I actually think this is going to be my I Who Have Never Known Men 2.0. So that one I was like, it's so underrated. It's so good. You need to read it. Same. This is self-published. I don't read, or very rarely read, self-published books. And I think it only has a little over 1,000 ratings so far on Goodreads. It was published this year, this summer, but still. I have read the sort of Kaijin by the author. I think this one is like way more popular, like 20k ratings or something. And it's another standalone fantasy. I've been recommending it, but I've been saying how like you need to read the first half to really get into it, but it's one of the best like character arcs that I've ever read. And this one, page one, I think I mentioned it, that like you're following main characters that are running for their life, basically trying to make it to the city for the safety. They're the last of their people, and super intense first chapter. And then right after, you start 10 years later, the actual story. You're following this woman. She is 27. She has spent her whole life trying to become a high mage. That's her dream. She's been studying like crazy. And in her society, women have never been high mages. They're not, like, they're allowed to learn magic, but to become a teacher, you know, that's what women are for. And she wants to become a high mage. So once every 10 years, they let one woman try to pass the test. And she obviously feels a lot of pressure because she wants to become one, but also if she fails, that means any other women have to wait 10 years. So kind of intense beginning, and then becomes more and more. And I genuinely believe that you don't want to know anymore. Anything else. Like, I can tell you more in the comment section, and if a lot of you mention it, I will tell more in the wrap up, but I genuinely believe that the least you know, the better. I actually checked on Goodreads what it said in summary. Don't read it. I feel like it says too much. It says too much. Although I've done that, and I noticed that even though it's self-published, there's also a physical copy that is self-published. You can buy the hardcover or the paperback. Personally, I'm more of a paperback girly. I can't speak, I'm too excited. So I got this one, even though the cover is cool, but you have to wait like 5 to 6 weeks or something, at least in Canada. So I got the paperback. It's on its way. I bought a brand new book after owning the ebook. Like, I love it. Like, easiest 5-star ever. I feel like even if you're not a big fantasy reader, you would still enjoy this because it is quite character driven. Although again, not one dull moment, but the messages I feel like are very universal. So like anyone, I mean, not everyone is going to love this, but like, I think genuinely believe that a ton of you will give it 5-star too. I feel like I'm describing this book so differently than other books. Usually I'm like, oh, I like this, I like that. You might want to pick it up. No, you want to pick this up. I'm not being paid. I am. But you need to read this. So yeah, I'm so happy because audiobooks, look at her. Claudia, Better access to the tree, of course. Okay. Audiobook. The first one, I don't even know if I had finished it last time, my update. It's been a long, like, almost 2 weeks actually at this point. Not since the book, but since the beginning of the log. And I hated it. Not so true. I like the beginning, the idea of like, oh, a woman who's going through a lot, so she goes to work in a used bookstore owned by her uncle in a smaller town. Well, I like the idea. Nice vibes, I wanted coziness, and what I got was, just to tell you, it's not a spoiler, maybe a bit, who cares at this point. She goes on a little trip with her aunt she hasn't seen in, I don't even know if they're blood related, but her aunt, whatever, and they spend more time together. And the one time that they have some kind of physical contact, like a hug, they're Japanese, so like makes sense, but still, the one time they have that physical contact, of course, it's whenever they're bathing, unclothed. That's all I have to say. So yeah, generous 2-star. And I did start Wayward as an audiobook also, and I am stopping at 18%. There's nothing wrong with it, I'm just not feeling it, and I was in a slump when we started this whole vlog, right? So the fact that I finished 2 books, I'm just really happy. And 2 good books, I mean 1 good and 1 really good, and 2 audiobooks. So yeah, technically they're not really even part of the challenge this month. I'm supposed to be reading books that I bought this year, so, but yeah. So I'm going to show you some of the books that are on here, which is my TBR from the books you voted for in my November TBR. Next week I'm doing my Read It or Unhaul It, so you have, you know, that whole week to convince me to pick whatever option that I'm going to show you now. Okay, I do have The Deep, which is short with the slump maybe, but I don't think it's a very fast-paced book, so I don't think it changes that much. That one is the mermaid, traumatized mermaid. We're gonna go with that. Okay. The bluest, I don't know if I want to cry. My heart is broken already from the book I just finished. Okay. I didn't mention that, but like, this author knows how to just hurt you a lot, but it's okay. I don't know. I'm probably not ready for it. Sorry, Charlie. I've heard so things about this one, so I might wait now. I'm still a bit burnt from the last book by her, so I don't think so. What I'm thinking about is either something fast-paced, you know, so either Malice, so I think more people wanted to read that, wanted me to read this, so I think I might pick this one up. That's like the strongest contender, unless I go back to more coziness with this one. Oh, I also have this one, or this one. Those are my, I think these 3 are my main contender. I don't know how many again. I don't want to put too many on my TBR, but you can vote on one because I also have this one I need to read before the end of the month, and the slump, I don't want to have like 20 books on my TBR plus this, you know? So that one for sure before the end of the month, but for the vlog, I have time for 1 more before. So should I do Other Birds? I have read more books by the author, and I'm looking forward to more cozy fantasy or thriller. Would you call this a thriller? My lighting freaks out every time I switch camera, and like, I hate it every time I edit. So what do we want? What do we want? Let me know, you choose. The cats are going nuts on the Christmas decor, and it's just, I've learned that at this point, I just have to let them do whatever they're doing until they get over it. The more I'm trying to avoid it, the more they want to do it. So like, yes, eat plastic, go ahead. That's it, I'm throwing them out and I'm going to bed, but I'm so happy and relieved. I felt like I was hating so many books, especially last month. So like 5-star and then like a 4-star. We're not going to think about the 2-star and the DNF. That's it. See you next video. Bye. If a video is ever late, it's because of her. She's always doing this when I'm editing. She's not getting all the attention? Unacceptable. So the video is late because of her. It's her fault. Know that whatever video I posted on Sunday, it was a lot of trouble to post because now, can you see it? I have Charlie. I'm just trying to edit this damn video. Oh my god, they're adorable, don't get me wrong, but like, you're preventing me from editing. I can't do it.